Let's do a shop update. I have a couple of different places to go, FAQ, mail segment, let's do it. I asked you guys on Instagram and on Twitter if you had any FAQ questions, and I received a whole bunch. So I thought, let's pick a few and go right into them, shall we? What's the best way to acquire interesting wood to work with that is not pallet wood? I don't know, that's tricky. I would first check out your local Craigslist. People often want to get rid of wood they don't need. I would also make friends with other woodworkers because oftentimes they might have something they don't need and vice versa. Besides, woodworkers are like the friendliest people ever, so start there. Favorite wood to work with? I would say cherry. I mean, there's lots of woods that I really like to work with. Cherry is a great wood though because the color is great, the grain is nice, it's very nice to work with. Not to mention, I think it works in almost all projects. So I'm gonna tell the Cherry Council a lifelong supply of cherry would be most welcome. Dream project. Every time I think dream project, I think big, I think bigger shop, I think a boat. Lately though, I've been thinking about teardrop trailers. I love the concept of teardrop trailers. They're so wonderful. So that's actually on my list. Hopefully it's not something that I have to wait too long to do, something I can do relatively soon. Why stay with a smaller table saw instead of moving to a bigger cabinet or hybrid saw? You guys remember it's outside in the carport, so I have a job site saw and I really like that because it is made for an outdoor environment, so it's better suited for that space. It is also a pretty small space out there, so a cabinet saw, for instance, would be much larger, so it would be kind of tight to move around. So that kind of saw just fits for my situation. This video is sponsored by Graphic which is the largest unlimited download library of graphics and photos and vectors and images on the internet, which is actually quite a few. They have over 300,000 pieces of content, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find exactly what you're looking for. So I've been having some fun with this website lately, kind of going through it, and there's of course a ton for website work, any kind of graphic work. There's also a lot of stuff like for video work, which would be really great if you're looking for an interesting background or some other images to kind of add context and explain things in your videos. I also have been printing some stuff, so you guys remember this notebook? I made this in a couple of videos back and I've been using it a ton, which is why I'm out in nature, because I like to come out and kind of sketch and think about things. And each month I like to make a new notebook, and I want each month to have a different feel. So I have printed some different covers. Like this one is for September. It's a little bit more like back to school, back to work kind of concept. Whereas this one here is for October, a little bit more fallish, Halloweenish. So this is an unlimited membership, whereas some websites, they charge per image, per graphic, which sometimes can be as expensive as $30 each, which can add up really quickly. Whereas here, it's $99 a year, and then you have unlimited access to all of the content on their site. And an important thing to mention there is that it also comes with a 100% royalty-free agreement, which means that you can use these images and these photos for anything, including commercial projects, without having to worry about being sued or anything like that. So if this sounds interesting to you, you should check out their 7-day free trial where you can download up to 140 pieces of content. And you can find that either at graphicstock.com/YouTube or in the description below. Now, I think having a resource like this is very useful if you do any kind of creative work. So definitely go and check them out, and thanks so much to Graphicstock for sponsoring this video.
Shut up and sit down.
So I decided to take a little drive down to Eugene to visit Tandy Leather, which have stores all over the country. Like some of you know, I've started to incorporate leather into some of my projects lately. Now, I think leather and wood is such a great combination, and I've got plans for a whole bunch of projects. I really wanted to go down to the actual store because while they sell products off their websites, it's really nice to get a hands-on feel for the weights, the different tanning processes, not to mention all the tools and accessories. For example, I'm planning on lining a toolbox with leather, so I may want one kind for that. But then I'm also thinking about notebook covers, bags, tool rolls, etc. And it's nice to get a better perspective on what kind of leather would be suitable for what project. And plus, I'm kind of like a kid in the candy store in a place like this, and I also just love how you gain so many ideas just browsing around and getting a better feel for things. Of course, driving back from Eugene, you can't go wrong stopping by Wine Country and taking a little drawing break. This time of year here in Oregon is wonderful and the perfect time to go on various road trips. Like the coast, for example. Oregon beaches are the best. I love it here. It's desolate, grand, and wild, and balmy, wonderful. Hey, look at you. Of course, one of my absolute favorite things to do is to check out lumber stores. Now, I love finding places that I didn't know about, and here I came across one store in Albany, Oregon. So I stopped by, talked to the guys running it, and picked up a whole bunch of white oak, which is going towards a toolbox that I can use in between my indoor-outdoor shop, or when going away on location. Every time I visit a well-stocked lumber store full of exotics as well as North American hardwoods, I always wish that, first of all, I had a truck, and secondly, I had a big shop to store all this wonderful wood in, and thirdly, an unlimited budget to do so. I just get so many ideas looking around at different wood, and in terms of getting the creative process going, it's really the best. Of course, sometimes the world comes to me, and through my awesome viewers, I have been receiving some really thoughtful things in the mail lately, so let's have a look at that. Laura made me a Midori-style journal book, and I couldn't believe it when I opened this package. So very nice. Vocha Alloy sent me 2 push sticks, which I could really use actually, and they're made out of repurposed entry doors, which is pretty cool. Now Vance and Tim Sway, you guys know Tim from his YouTube channel, right? They made a beautiful pen. Thank you guys, that's really cool. Rex Jerome made a collar for Darwin, which fits perfectly, and a very nice valet with my name on. These are gonna get a ton of use. I got some stickers! Arab Woodworking, Bill Sin, Andrew Jones, all the way from Australia, and Wooden U. Also got some electronics in the mail. Wireless Bluetooth headphones and power bank from EC Technology. I've been using the headphones quite a bit actually, I really like how small they are. Got a rechargeable LED flashlight from JetBeam, which is crazy bright. And also this portable LED camping lantern from Oxy LED. Or Oxy LED? I don't know. Very cool anyway, thank you guys so much. Links to everyone in the description. Now, let's get back to some more questions, shall we? Yes, let's do that. Next shop tool I need, or really need. I don't think there's anything I really need, but I often think that a metal lathe would be a great addition to the shop. I think that would be great for a variety of projects. Ever consider taking on an apprentice? No, I actually get this question quite frequently, which I think is kind of funny. The thing is though, I'm not set up for that at all. I'm doing this out of my shop. I don't have a commercial operation going where I build furniture or make things. I just make things and film them and show you guys, so sorry. Although I'm sure that would be very interesting. If I could pick any artist from the past to spend dinner with, who would it be? This is kind of a funny question. I don't know, there's so many people I would like to have dinner with. I have been reading a lot of Hemingway lately, and he's an interesting character. He's very forceful, I like him. Another person who I always think would be fun to have dinner with is Richard Feynman, who is a physicist. Although he did take up drawing later in life, and he was such a character too. He was so funny and all of these stories, and that would be so much fun too. Least favorite part of woodworking? Cleaning. Yes. When did I decide to start woodworking and making, or how did I become interested in it? I've been doing this kind of stuff all my life, more or less. However, when we bought the house and needed more furniture, that's when both me and my husband really got into it a lot more. So I would say always, but last couple of years more than before. When did I make my workbench? What wood is it made out of? I made the workbench right after finishing the shop, which is what, 2.5 years ago, something like that, and it's made out of Douglas fir, so just framing lumber. It's been great. Planning on making another one though. What would I have done differently when starting my channel? You know, when I first got this question, I thought, I would have been more focused right off the bat. I would have done better projects. I wouldn't have kind of found my way through various types of videos. But then I think, no, you have to do that. You have to kind of go through that path. So I don't think I could have really done anything differently. I think you have to act in whichever way the universe forces you to act. So no.